Hello everyone, welcome to this guide of how to manage your money and what to buy and what not to buy and how to typically play and what you want to do the first 3-4 rounds of every game or every half rather. I had some people basically ask me like what weapons do you buy when you win pistol round, when you don't win it, what do you buy at the pistol round, and how essentially especially when you want to do these rounds that you would not do or things that you don't do that you would usually do when you had weapons, when you had guns. Um, so I figured I would simply explain really fast and go through. This is a match of me playing just now, and I just want to point out and show you exactly what we do in higher levels, how you buy, and why more, and why you do these things, why it's so important. So just hop right into the match right now. It is just started, first round, and you can see right now. Well, there's 5 on each team, of course, and what we're buying. So first off, let me get the free sum out of the way. Right, and of course, it doesn't show anything at all, in the money at least. But you can see in the left side on our counter-terrorist side, you got 3 people with armor, 1 who's not bought anything at all, and 1 who bought a full set of nades. Um, I actually think the Derlo Stevunda has dropped a pistol for Krovix, because he has 3 nades and a pistol. Unless that's a USP, I'm not sure. Let's find him. Well, you can't see. Alright. Either way, you got 2 guys AFK. I know they're gonna rush A and just Google A right now. We can just at the same time actually go through terrorist side. Now you see the money better. Yeah, so 1 didn't buy at all. He's pretty much AFK, and everyone else just spent all their money. And same thing on the T side. You see, everyone spent all their money, and he bought nades, pistols. Some 3 guys bought armor and a decoy and stuff like that. So basically, you see, everyone spends all their money, apart from 1 guy, but don't care about him. And what you buy is actually just completely up to you. Depends on what you want to do, how you want to play. Is there anything special you intend to do on this round that means you want flash or nade or smoke? For instance, if you're playing B, getting a smoke can be very beneficial because you can smoke the entrance. If you're playing terrorist and you would push up B, getting armor can be good because then you can actually be more aggressive and start shooting people. Also, you can get the smoke or flash, you can actually push onto the site. I went with armor. I'm a huge fan of just going armor. So I know they're going to rush A, win the round. I'm not really going to show you anything of that. You're going to win the round. Alright, so what now? They won the pistol round, they got money, and we don't got anything at all. So how do you want to manage this right now? Well, if you lose the pistol round as a losing team, you typically want to go fully eco. Perhaps buy a pistol, perhaps buy a flash or a nade, depends on how much money you have. You see right now Igor has 1800, which is a decent amount, and of course the Darilo has a lot of money because it didn't buy last round. So you can actually buy a pistol, maybe armor even, and try to do something with get a frag or 2 frags and get a weapon and then utilize that somehow. For the terrorist side, they're going to buy SMGs, armor, and head armor. And getting head armor in the second round is by far the most important thing. If you only have 2,300 or something like that for any reason whatsoever, you buy head armor and a cheap SMG, like a Mac 10 for instance, or you buy head armor first and then your SMG. You do not want to buy a rifle, like a Galil or an AK or an M4, for a very simple good reason. The same reason with items like P90 are not the best either to buy, because as I mentioned, you saw on the counter-terrorist side, Delosten that might go for armor and a pistol. Let's say someone on the terrorist side buys an AK. So he pushes out banana, kills the guy with the AK, he has armor, picks up the AK, so it's an AK and armor. So all of a sudden, and then you come with SMGs versus his armor. It's not really going to do all that much, is it? Because everyone can't afford that AK. So the reason you buy SMGs is very simply because in most cases you don't have armor if you lose the pistol round. And they do just the same amount of damage as a rifle, at least if you're in the face and just spraying. So most people got armor. SMGs are not very good at all, except for maybe P90. Uh, but without armor, SMGs are very, very good. As you see, no one on CT buys anything at all. Someone buys a pistol, stuff like that. You see the terrorists? If you pause right now, you see they all have head armor. They all have SMGs, and some have some flashes and nades, stuff like that. But everyone has armor. That is extremely important to have that armor. So I'm not going to show you too much again here. And again, no one really buying anything on CT side, and we didn't kill anyone at all on their side. So here we go. So we're gonna lose again, and they're up 3-0. So the fourth round, most of the time you want to be able to buy everything. Like you're gonna have like 5,500 or something. If you don't have that much or have less, you might have bought too much the previous round, so you want to try to avoid that. But again, like getting armor right now is actually not as important. Just getting normal armor is very important. You always want that basic. But head armor as a counter-terrorist is not extremely important unless you're expecting them to eco or rush you. Why? Because an AK kills you in one shot anyway if they hit your head. So having a helmet won't actually do anything unless they come with their Glocks up or a pistol basically. Or not AKs, which they will have in 99% of cases. So you can actually skip out head armor right now, the helmet, and just go for normal armor, a rifle, which is M4, and your nades. But as a terrorist, having head armor is actually very important, because M4s do not kill in one shot if you have armor. But they do if you don't have helmet on. So as a terrorist, having like the rifle, the AK costs less than the M4. But you actually compare it in this way is that the reason it makes it balance is because as a terrorist, having a helmet is much more important than as a counter-terrorist. Later on, you'll always want to get a helmet anyway, because in case they get Glocks up, and it's always nice to have, just in case they run out of bullets on their weapons, or they rush you with pistols. And of course, like if someone picks up an M4, and you want that helmet. But like right now, if you can't afford it, you can actually skip it as a CT. And you always want to, as a terrorist right now, you always want to drop your SMG and get an AK or an AWP. Simply because, as I mentioned, when you have SMGs and they have armor, you don't really do that much damage anymore. Don't keep your SMG, don't keep your Bison or whatever weapon you have, because if they're equal skill to you, they're gonna kill you 99 out of 100 times if you come with SMG versus a proper rifle. If they at least are a higher skill level, they don't mess up. So that's those 4 rounds on this half. Now I'm gonna that's a general thing when it comes to buying, as I mentioned. Let's see. Yeah, I want to skip to the next half when we're terrorists, because then we win. I'm just going to show you a bit how I play. I actually don't know where this is. We'll have to find out. Alright, is this skip to the fun part? Okay. So switch sides right now, and they'll see again what's happened. You're 2 guys who has not bought anything at all. I think again they're AFK or something. Yeah, there you go. And now you see everyone got stuff, bought something. There's a lot of armor on CT side, on C side, and not that much on CT side. You got more nades and flashes. So when you're pistol and you're going to just in the pistol round, what you want to do on most maps, not always, not you don't have to do it. What I like to do is just do something together as a team. Because you come with 5 Glocks or 5 pistols versus 1 USP or 1 P2000, and they missed a couple of bullets, they're going to have a really hard time trying to kill all of you. Especially when you got 3 or 4 Glocks shooting back at you all the time. It just overwhelmed them so much. So first off, you just want to avoid those nades and flashes stones, those cheeky pushes. But doing something together, as you can see right now, is just playing 5 guys together, pushing apps, get around, and just win the round very easy, actually. Now, when you got weapons versus no weapons, it's very common that people do is either they stack somewhere or they push somewhere. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to again go 5 guys together. And the reason is, again, as I mentioned earlier, you don't want to give them a weapon. Now, we all have SMGs that are really bad versus armor. But if they get a weapon, that gives them an advantage compared to, of course, if they did not have a weapon. So we want to make sure that if one of you die, that guy who killed him can't actually pick up the weapon. He's going to die right away himself, or there's people around the weapons that going to shoot back at him, and so he can't actually go get it. We're just going to fly us together, and very simply win another round. Third round, I think we'll do the same thing. We nade up here, I know. And again, we're going 5 guys together. Typically just making sure that there's no way they can get a gun. And of course, we win to plant the bomb and win the round. And actually chase right now, which I would not chase in the second round, but the third round, you're gonna drop your weapon anyway. I did lose my armor and stuff though, so still kind of lose-lose situation there. Alright, so now again, we buy up AKs. If you can't afford it, you can buy Galil, which one guy does, but he still can afford it. I think he just didn't want to switch. And yeah, that's about it. Like I mentioned, try to stick together when you got weapons. They don't. Always, always, always buy armor with helm. Get an SMG and armor with helm, and that's the most important thing. Everything else comes later. It's not as important as having those flashes or the smokes. There are some occasions like you don't want to buy SMG, stuff like that. I know Shox used to do a lot when he played in Source. He would just go use P and armor. He would just push onto a site and to see if they're stacked. And if they weren't stacked, everyone else would come. If they were stacked, they would go on the other bomb site, like a scouting. That's a very rare, like it's not a rule really. It's just something you do as a strat. And as again, you can see everyone bought up. You see how one guy hasn't got armor yet on CT side? He just got. You see where he did right now. Picks, yeah. He didn't actually buy helmet. He just bought armor so he could buy full up nades. Because he knows he doesn't really need it. Because everyone here right now has AKs. Except for one guy that's got a Galil. So you want to get a helm versus that. But usually you don't expect people to keep their second tier rifles in the 4th round. One thing you do not see here, I don't think you see it here, is just a simple fact. What if you die the 2nd round? What should you do the 3rd round? Usually, it depends on how much money I have. I like to just get an AK or an M4 and armor. If I can't afford it, just get armor or even just go full eco, basically, and let your teammates do everything else for you and just play like a spotter or something like that. You don't want to buy another SMG the 3rd round. I wouldn't recommend it, because you're going to throw it away next round anyway. As I said, I'd rather just buy armor and go with my pistol, or rifle up with armor, head armor, and just play a bit more passive. Because make sure you don't reset at least a rifle. As I said, if they get that AK and they already bought armor, they got a huge advantage compared to if they had not gotten that rifle. So you really don't want to give them guns, especially not rifles, which is the best option is simply do not buy them. Because if they don't have armor, or if they just had armor but no helmet, SMGs are fine. You don't really need an AK. It's not going to be a huge difference. The aim punch is so strong in this game, and we got an SMG spams out bullets as fast as they do, and hit them 2 or 3 times. There's no way they're going to hit you. That's in general the only thing you can think about what you want to buy. The only thing I want to mention more is that SMGs are only typically for when they're you don't have armor. The only rounds that you don't have armor is when they're ecoing. In the rounds you know they're ecoing is the 2nd and 3rd round. If you win the 1st one, SMGs are fine then. You can also actually get an SMG. Let's say the counters win this round, or we kill everyone but one, and they win it. Then we win the next one. You know they're probably going to be ecoing 2 more rounds. They can actually get an SMG if you don't want to get an AK. But usually getting AK is just fine. Anyway. But you don't want to buy an SMG like an MP7 or not even a P90 in my opinion, unless you know the recoing. Because if they got armor and you come with their MP7, you're not really gonna do much. A P250 does more in my opinion. And that's just the general rules of what you do the first 3-4 rounds of the game. I'm saying 3-4 because it's actually the 3 rounds, but then you buy for the fourth. So yeah. Um, and that's actually all I can keep in mind what to mention. Um, the only thing I can actually say as well is if you lost a pistol round, like what do you do if at next 2 rounds as a team? I often like stacking. The stacking go 4 guy one bomb site and one guy on the other bomb site just spotting. And if they go the right one, and you might win the round. If they go the wrong one, well, you would probably lose anyway. But that's not very easy to actually get in matchmaking. But if you're playing with friends, you can actually stack a bomb site and play a bit passive. But I'll get to that in another demo. Right now, I just want to focus on the buying and what the general play of these rounds. So thank you for watching. Subscribe, comment, like, tell your friends, tell your parents, tell the Queen of England, and so on about these demos, about my YouTube channel, and all these guides. And I would appreciate it if any feedback you have, anything you think about, just send it to me in message, on a comment, on Reddit, anything at all. So thank you for watching.